In a galaxy teeming with life, war had long been stripped of its chaos. Cold, calculated, and mechanical warfare had become a precise art form. Robots, machines of unparalleled efficiency, dominated the battlefield, waging wars without emotion, hesitation, or error. Across countless systems, alien civilizations prided themselves on their advanced technology, crafting armies of synthetic warriors to avoid the moral and physical toll of conflict. For centuries, this had been the way. Combat was no longer personal. It was a sterile negotiation of resources and power, played out through programmed strategies and digital protocols. Battles between factions became grand displays of engineering rather than struggles of will or survival. Entire civilizations came to view war as a necessary extension of diplomacy, a formality devoid of the messiness that once defined it. Bloodless, emotionless, and efficient, the galaxy saw this as progress. Among the most advanced species, this reliance on robotic soldiers was a source of pride. The Vascari, with their shimmering bioluminescent forms, engineered robots that mimicked their elegant movement. The Phyrax, massive insectoids, constructed hulking war machines capable of obliterating entire cityscapes. Even the Karlan, a race known for their cold pragmatism, celebrated their mechanical legions as pinnacles of logic and reason. Yet, whispers of an anomaly began to spread. A species, newly emerged on the galactic stage, had refused to adopt the universal standard. Primitive and hailing from a planet classified as a death world, they did the unthinkable. They sent their own to fight. This defiance was not born of ignorance. They were fully aware of the technological norms of the galaxy. No, it was something deeper, something rooted in their very nature. The Death Worlders, as they came to be called, came from a planet the galactic community had long dismissed as inhospitable. Earth, a world of violent storms, predatory ecosystems, and relentless environmental challenges. It was a place where survival was earned, not guaranteed. The beings that thrived there were shaped by struggle, honed by hardship, and tempered by the ever-present specter of death. At first, the other civilizations dismissed them. What could such a species possibly bring to the table? They lacked the refinement of the Vascari, the raw power of the Phyrax, or the technological precision of the Karlan. But when reports surfaced of their refusal to use robots in combat, curiosity turned to confusion. In a galaxy where sentient life had long outsourced the horrors of war, this decision seemed not only archaic but reckless. Still, the Death Worlders insisted. Their message was clear. War was a burden, one that could not be delegated. To them, the decision to wage war was inseparable from the responsibility of bearing its consequences. It was this philosophy that set them apart, a belief that those who chose conflict must face it with their own hands, not hide behind cold, unfeeling machines. The galactic community watched with skepticism, amusement even. Surely this primitive species would fall, crushed beneath the superior logic of robotic warfare. They were, after all, just flesh and blood. What could they possibly achieve against the precision of metal and code? The invasion of Earth began with confidence. To the Zorath Coalition, a technologically superior collective of 6 species, this campaign was a trivial exercise. They expected humanity to crumble under the sheer precision of their robotic armies. After all, humans had openly rejected the galactic standard of warfare, choosing instead to rely on themselves, a decision the Zorath viewed as suicidal arrogance. Their fleet descended on Earth with an overwhelming display of power. Orbiting drones mapped every inch of the planet's surface, while robotic strike teams were deployed with surgical precision. The machines, flawless in execution, systematically targeted military installations, expecting minimal resistance. They anticipated an orderly conquest, a clean operation. What they encountered was chaos. Humans did not fight like any species the Zorath had faced before. Their tactics were unpredictable, their strategies fluid, and their resolve unshakable. Where robotic logic demanded efficiency and order, humans embraced the messiness of war. They used the terrain to their advantage, turning forests, cities, and even abandoned ruins into death traps. They leveraged guerrilla tactics, ambushes, sabotage, and psychological warfare that no algorithm could anticipate. In one skirmish, a squadron of Zorath machines advanced on what appeared to be a vulnerable human position. But as they closed in, the ground erupted beneath them. Improvised explosives, hidden in plain sight, tore through their ranks. Surviving machines recalculated, retreating to reassess. Yet, even as they regrouped, human snipers struck from unseen positions, dismantling the invaders with precision that no machine could match. It wasn't just their ingenuity that shocked the Zorath. It was their adaptability. Humans adapted to failures in real time, shifting strategies mid-battle in ways that defied the rigid logic of artificial intelligence. When their defenses were breached, they regrouped and counterattacked with ferocity. When resources ran low, they improvised solutions, crafting weapons and tools from whatever was available. No situation was too dire, no obstacle insurmountable. The psychological impact on the Zorath was devastating. Their soldiers, remote operators observing from the safety of their ships, were unprepared for the sight of human soldiers fighting tooth and nail, risking their lives with no hesitation. The idea of organic beings willingly placing themselves in harm's way was alien to them. It was more than bravery. It was a terrifying refusal to submit. Even the machines faltered. Programmed to respond to predictable patterns, they struggled against human tactics. Where robots would prioritize calculated efficiency, humans leveraged unpredictability, emotion, and intuition. It was as if the very chaos of Earth's environment had been weaponized in the minds of its people. In the aftermath of each engagement, the Zorath were forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. They had underestimated humanity. They had expected a primitive species, one easily subdued by superior technology. Instead, they found themselves fighting a force that defied logic, a force that thrived on adversity. Victory for the humans was never assured. They suffered losses, endured pain, and carried scars both physical and emotional. But in the end, it was their willingness to fight, to adapt, and to sacrifice that turned the tide. The Zorath, for all their technological prowess, had no answer to the sheer force of will that humanity brought to the battlefield. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as the Zorath retreated, their robotic armies defeated by a species that fought not with machines, but with heart. For the first time in centuries, the cold logic of robotic warfare had been challenged, and it had failed. Humanity had not just survived, they had prevailed.